Hello and welcome to today's episode of Focus Atlanta. I'm your host, Keisha Lancelin. October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Aside from non-melanoma skin cancer, breast cancer is the most common cancer among women in the United States.
Breast cancer is the most common cancer in women in the United States today. 1 in 8 women to the age living to age 90 will be diagnosed with breast cancer. Over the past 10 to 15 years, we have been seeing younger and younger women diagnosed with breast cancer.
I was diagnosed in April of 2008.
About 250,000 women under the age of 40 have been diagnosed with breast cancer. So it's really important that we really find ways and avenues to get the message out about, the younger generation and how to be proactive and do whatever you can to get an earlier diagnosis. Because if you get an earlier diagnosis, your outcome could be completely different.
In 2008, over 210,000 women in the U.S. were diagnosed with breast cancer. And in Georgia, the incident rate was approximately 117,000.
It was stage 3B. Yeah, it was a very aggressive type of cancer. Called inflammatory breast cancer. It's very rare.
There are several different types. The most common kind is infiltrating ductal cancer, and about 80% of women will be diagnosed with infiltrating ductal. And another 15-ish% to 20% will be diagnosed with what's called lobular cancer. That is the one that's a little bit on the rise, the lobular cancer. Then there's a variety of very unusual types of cancer, and they represent less than 5% of all breast cancers.
I was diagnosed in October of 2011. I was told that it was stage 2, toward the end of stage 2, beginning of stage 3. It was called infiltrating ductal carcinoma. It's the technical name for it. It's one of the more popular forms of breast cancer.
Research has found several risk factors that may increase your chances of getting breast cancer. They include getting older, being younger when you first have your menstrual period, starting menopause at a later age, not breastfeeding, and a family history of cancer, like your mother, sister, or daughter, being overweight, long-term use of hormone replacement therapy, and not getting regular exercise.
Most of the time when women have breast cancer, they end up having, or if it's that stage 3B or greater, if it's very aggressive, the surgeons end up taking the breast. But in my case, they couldn't do that. The tumor was so large that I had to go through chemo, and in order for them to shrink it. So it had already started to spread into my lymph nodes and everything like that. So they were very aggressive with the chemotherapy, and that was as the nurses call, poison with a purpose. After chemotherapy, and I had the surgery, I had my breast removed, and then I went through radiation, which was also another rough situation where they just, put you under this machine and they're constantly burning your skin. But thank God they burned away the cancer.
The option was to take chemotherapy up front, which turned out to be a great move. It shrinked the tumor, and after the tumor I then had a mastectomy, and they did not find anything in my lymph nodes. So the combination of the mastectomy and the chemotherapy knocked it all out. So it was great, and I'm going through the reconstruction process now.
Different people have different warning signs for breast cancer. Some people do not have any symptoms or signs at all. A person may find out that they have breast cancer after a routine mammogram.
Even though we routinely start mammography at age 40, it's important to stress kind of breast self-awareness, to look for changes in the breast, which may be a lump, it may be some retraction, it may be some redness, to really inform your practitioner if you find some of those changes.
Some warning signs of breast cancer include a new lump in the breast or underarm around the armpit, thickening or swelling of a part of the breast, irritation or dimpling of breast skin, any change in the size or shape of the breast, and or pain in any area of the breast.
One night in the shower, taking a shower, and came out and just happened to notice an odd lump, and went to the doctor to have them figure out what it was, definitely. And then they told me it was cancer.
I started to feel it in my under my left armpit. I started to feel a couple of nodules there or whatever, and I pointed it out to my husband, and he was like, "Babe, maybe you need to go get that checked out." So that's when I proceeded to, call my GYN, and we got in there, and next thing I know, everything went so fast. I was in the surgeon's office, I was in the getting a biopsy at the hospital, and I was in chemo.
Please stay tuned for more Focus Atlanta. We'll continue our focus on breast cancer education and awareness. Welcome back to Focus Atlanta. All of us have a place in the fight against breast cancer. No one is immune from possibly being affected.
There's no family history. Oddly enough, my mother and I were diagnosed on the same day. I called her to tell her what was told to me, and during the conversation, she told me she went to the doctor and she was diagnosed as well. I noticed when I called her, she sounded, a little odd when she answered the phone, but she talked, and finally she said, I went to the doctor, they told me I have cancer. So as she's continuing to speak, she says to me, okay, well, what did you call about? And I said, well, I called to tell you that I have cancer. So same time, the only two in our family, there's no history on either side. Just so happened that it went down at the same time.
In 2009, Atlanta native and entrepreneur Quentin Cole held his first annual Pink, the Color of Life, 5-mile breast cancer walk with the Susan G. Komen Foundation.
The walk has been going for, this will be my 4th year at the walk. Each year I'm trying to grow and get bigger. My walk is actually, it's not as big as a typical walk where you see thousands of walkers. It's not like that. What makes my walk different from others is it's more personable. Music, food, entertainment, and most importantly, you get to meet and greet people. We have an opening ceremonies where we want you to talk, bring your business cards, meet people.
The camaraderie at the walk was fabulous. Last year was my first walk, and for some reason, I was compelled to tell everyone. I called, I'm trying to get my own team together, we're gonna walk, we're gonna do this together. But it was great. It was filled with people who were not only supporting me, but there were other people who had family members or friends or individuals that they knew also going through the same thing. So we could all relate on that regard. And everyone was there to support each other. So it was fabulous.
Athleter Training was founded on the principles of giving the community the tools they need to live a healthy lifestyle.
When you come to Athlete, you do get the whole package: nutrition, dietary plan, stretching, cardio, everything. We go out our way to help others. We challenge our clients, especially in the summertime. We go around, we try to get you to do 2-hour workouts instead of 1-hour workout. We go around the city to find different local races to get people to change their lifestyle. And before you know it, someone that's never walked, someone that's never really exercised can run marathons, can run up a mountain, can challenge others as well.
I will walk with Athleter because it's personal to my heart now that I'm a survivor and on the other end. I want other people to know about it as well. I want awareness to be extended to others who may not take it as literally as I have. I know prior to the walk, and oddly enough, prior to the walk, I never walked. I would always donate or support in other forms, but I never actually went out and walked myself. The year that I was diagnosed last year, that was the first time I had actually walked or participated in a walk, and 1 week later is when I was diagnosed. So I feel that it happened for a reason. That was kind of my wake-up call, something to kind of jar me and open your eyes. It can happen to you as well, and it did. So I think supporting the walk, whether it be for Athleter or another avenue, is just as important. It's good to let other people know, raise more awareness, and get the voice out there.
Breast cancer survivors come in all different shapes and sizes. They are mothers, daughters, sisters, wives, and friends.
Back in 2007, when I started Athleter, when I came across so many different women, that was one common thing that I saw a lot, was women with 1, diabetes, 2, breast cancer. So I wanted to make a difference in the community. I'm from actually Stone Mountain, born and raised, so I wanted to make a difference and help women out. I started off wanting to train a lot of athletes. I have an athletic background, but I saw a lot of women start coming through the door when I opened up, so I just followed the road that was given to me, and we just ran with it.
So a friend of mine introduced me to Quentin and Athleter, and asked me to, would I say a few words or speak at the walk. And I was like, by all means, yeah. And then he told me where it was at. I was like, oh, that's my old stomping grounds. Yeah, that's awesome. But I really do want, I wanted to walk, run, because the first thing I said to him, can I walk? Can I run? Do I just have to speak?
As a society, our only hope is finding a cure. And that can only be done if we fund the research necessary through organizations like the Susan G. Komen Foundation.
I did have friends who went through breast cancer, so it was kind of dear to my heart in that regard, that I knew someone personally who went through this journey or had the experience. I've always supported the Susan G. Komen Foundation financially or just verbally and speaking with other people. But now, as I said, now that I've experienced it, it's a little more dear to my heart.
Susan G. Komen actually, again, I meet so many people. When I trained, I had a worker, she actually worked for Susan G. Komen of Atlanta. So we got to talking, and I said I wanted to help, and I wanted to help that organization.
My cancer was hormone-based. My mother's cancer is not, and they are still looking for, she still has traces of the disease in her lymph nodes and parts of her body. She's still going through the radiation now. We are hopeful that it will take care of it altogether, but if it does not, in the interim, there are not many drugs out there for her type of cancer. So it's very important for research and for the monies to be raised to, invest in more research so that they can find ways to assist her with ones that she has.
Take this opportunity to walk in honor of someone you love, someone you've lost, or someone who has survived breast cancer.
This year is called Power of Pink Walk. Every year, my walk, we change the theme up. We want a different theme. The walk should take you about an hour and 15 minutes. You can walk at your own pace. You can sign up at athleader.com. You can go online, you can donate, or I can challenge you and you can raise money, you can bring a team and also walk as well. All proceeds go to Susan G. Komen of Atlanta. I challenge my clients. I have a big female client base. I challenge my clients to go out and raise money for Susan G. Komen, to get their friends, their family members to also participate. So that's kind of how we spread the word about our walk. Last year, 2011, we raised $10,000. This year, our goal is double, so we're trying to get to $20,000.
Make this an opportunity to look at your own lifestyle. Are you leading a sedentary life? Looking for a good way to get moving? Step up and start walking to help find a cure and end breast cancer. And stay tuned for more Focus Atlanta. We'll be right back. Welcome back. You're watching Focus Atlanta, and I am your host, Keisha Lancelin. As of 2011, there are more than 2.6 million breast cancer survivors in the United States.
The good news is that women are surviving breast cancer much better than they were 10 years ago. There's been an improvement in survival rate by 1 to 2% per year, especially for younger age women.
There is a higher survival rate also when you have earlier diagnosis, when you're able to catch your cancers early and then start your treatment and your medications, as the doctor, recommends and whatnot. One of the other things too is that my suggestion for any woman is to get a second opinion. There's nothing out there that's 100%, but you know your body better than anyone else. So my suggestion would be, as you're doing your regular routines and your self-breast exams, to also get a second opinion.
Though there is no cure, there are always ways that you can lower your risk of developing breast cancer. Get screened regularly for breast cancer. The 3 main tests used to screen the breast for cancer include mammograms, clinical breast exams, and breast self-exams. Control your weight and exercise. Know your family history. Find out the risk and benefits of hormone replacement therapy, and limit the amount of alcohol you drink. Prevention and early detection are our best weapons against breast cancer.
Make sure you self-examine yourself. If you feel anything, I don't care what it is, make sure you go see your doctor.
Self-exams are very important. Because I was diagnosed at 39, I had Kaiser Permanente at the time for insurance. And at the time, they didn't give mammograms until you were 40. So up until that time, I had never had a mammogram, just the self breast exams. No one caught it. I guess the lump did not surface, and the area where it didn't surface enough for anyone to feel it during a breast exam until that one night. So it's very important. It's very important. You want to catch it early. Like I said, I was end of stage 2, beginning of stage 3. It would have been nice to have found it a little earlier, but I'm thankful that I made it through, and I'm here to talk about it now, help someone else.
The Mary J. Roberts Foundation is a private, nonprofit, voluntary health and education organization that provides uninsured and underinsured individuals access to free mammograms, biopsies, early detection, and prevention materials.
Breast cancer awareness is a personal issue for me because I lost my mother in 1995 to breast cancer. She was at 48 years old when she died. In honor of my mom, the name the Mary J. Roberts Foundation is because of my mother. I wanted to be able to help as many women as possible in her name. And what the Mary J. Roberts Foundation does is that we are strong advocates in early detection and prevention. We have programs and services available to help, you know, cancer patients and survivors go through their journey from the beginning, from the first step until you're celebrating that birthday.
The foundation covers the cost of these services in addition to providing financial assistance through grants for daily living expenses, transportation, customized bras, and wigs for those who are in need.
The Mary J. Roberts Foundation is truly in your corner. We are here to support you from the very first step that you take in regards to your breast health. You know, if you have any questions or concerns, we are here. We're here to help you through the process. We have programs and resources that are available to kind of help lighten the load. And we want to be there with you, not just to get you to the diagnosis, because oftentimes people are diagnosed, but then, or they have the mammogram, and then what happens in the event you have a diagnosis? What support is available for you there? Then that's where the Mary J. Roberts Foundation comes in. We contribute to costs for biopsies. We contribute to costs for lipectomies. We contribute to, you know, help people with their everyday living expenses, because being a caregiver, we know the different challenges that, you know, people face. And then we also provide strong support systems.
The organization will be hosting their second annual Pink Cocktail Party fundraiser on October 10th, 2012 at the Georgia Freight Depot to honor and support the warriors facing, living with, or who are lost to breast cancer.
During the month of October, for the rest of the year, as it relates to fundraising, on October 2nd, we will be having Tata Tuesday, which is a free mammogram event. It will be held in Gwinnett County. And on October 10th, we will be having the second annual Pink Cocktail Party. And that is a celebration of life, a true celebration of life in honor of cancer patients, their caregivers, and survivors. That's taking place on October 10th. And we're currently doing a volunteer drive right now, because the services that we offer would not be possible without the help of volunteers.
Please stay tuned. We'll be right back with more Focus Atlanta. Welcome back, and thanks for continuing to watch. We are closing out our episode about how you can join the fight to support prevention, early detection, and raise funds to find a cure for breast cancer.
What would Mary J. Roberts say about this foundation?
Take your time.
She would be proud. She's proud. I'm proud. I'm proud that my struggle was not in vain. I'm proud that other ladies and other families are able to get help and to have questions answered because of my journey. What Mary J. Roberts would say: I'm proud. You did well.
Though October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, the fight continues for many every day, all year round.
Going through that journey, it takes a lot out of you. And sometimes, some women, and I see this a lot sometimes, I see both extremes. I see women that, have gone through the journey and they're alive, they're thankful, they're grateful, and, they can get back on top. But then I see the other aspect of it too. And those really pull at my heartstrings, because those women feel hopeless and they're discouraged and they're like, this thing has really ripped a hole out of me. And those are the women that, I just want to really express to them with my heart, live again, whatever it takes. Do something you've never done before. Start writing down your bucket list and start crossing those things off, and laugh. Take the moment to laugh at when I was going through chemo, and actually after I had my surgery, I used to call myself the uniboober, because I was walking around with one breast. And I was like, are you kidding me? But you have to laugh about it in order to get through it, and then just love yourself unconditionally. There's nothing major that you've done that warrants you for this particular disease, Love yourself unconditionally, and then love your family and love others unconditionally.
The one thing that I would like to encourage women to do is to really be proactive in your health. Know your body. For women that have daughters, start talking to your girls young. For women that are facing or living with breast cancer, understand and know that you can beat this thing. For women that are afraid of diagnosis, going to have a mammogram because of the fear of a possible diagnosis, know that we are in your corner, because for the woman that has that fear, I had that very same fear, so I can relate. And just, I honestly feel that breast cancer is beatable. I believe that it's beatable. I believe that if we are proactive in our health, if we seek out the help and not be, embarrassed or ashamed to ask or afraid, that, we can beat this thing. We can definitely beat it.
It's not a death wish by any means. You can beat cancer, and I have. So if I can do it, anyone else can do it.
Let today be the day that you do your part to ensure a future free of breast cancer. Thanks for watching today's episode. Follow us on Twitter, friend us on Facebook, and tune in every week here on CW69.